Happy what wa- Happy what we watch Wednesday. It's up. We up. It's been a week. It's been a month. It's been a year. But I am so grateful for all the TV that's coming back. Very, very exciting. We are chatting Severance today, which is really exciting because let me just start by saying that I have been telling y'all about Severance for 3 years now. Okay? This is what's going on. And I'm glad that y'all are here. Cause it's about damn time. It's really about damn time that y'all turned up with us. And, we're on season 2. So I want to be very clear. If you have not finished season 1, um, I think we can probably avoid spoilers. We can probably avoid spoilers for season 1, mostly because the finale is basically the Super Bowl for me, and I tweeted that out. But come on up and speak because honestly, season 2, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are unsevered and you in here with the severed, that's crazy. Helly R, I'm talking to you. Helly, I know you moving crazy, Helly. You can't start the season like that, moving crazy like that. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. And I feel away. I feel away. We've been waiting for this season for 3 entire years. Okay. I was tweeting crazy. I was in front of the TV screen, like it's about to be the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks. And I was like, no, my team gotta go. Like, oh my gosh, like, no, don't, no, let him know. And it was like 4th and goal the entire time. Honestly, Tej, I want to welcome you to the stage. I think you've been on the run with me since day one. I think you might be a day one Severance fan. Did I put you on? Did you? Were we on that at the same
We worked
time?
together. We worked together
Okay.
day one, and it's fun to think about that now because it feels like there are so many more people watching the show, right?
Thank
There are a
goodness.
lot of people that caught up on season one, and are tapping in with us. So it feels like the show's bigger. I see more conversations about the show, but it also just comes to a head. Obviously, we had to wait the 3 years because there was creator beef between Dan Erickson, whose idea it was, and who is the main driving force behind this show. But Apple said, "Well, we got to put you with somebody who actually knows how to make television," because Dan Erickson had never really made television, right? He's got a great idea, but he's never made television. So they put him with somebody who has experience. We all love the show, but then those two people have creative differences, and they get rid of the studio head, and kind of Ben Stiller steps up and plays a bigger role, and we get our season. And I think that it just shows you like they know how much of a hit that they had, and we've talked a lot in these spaces about how Apple has good stuff. Like there's good stuff streaming on Apple, but
People
despite the
always complain about the marketing rollout, and
yes,
and
I mean, there's great stuff on Apple, and it's literally the largest company in the world or close to it. And yet somehow it feels like it feels like a lot of their stuff, we feel like not enough people are watching it because not enough people are talking about it. So I think they realize
there's
Severance
an
has the
Apple
capacity to be that
device.
show for us.
There's an Apple device in every single home, and they have a television subscription service that has some of the best television. You want to know how long ago this was? I think Apple TV was free for 3 months and $4.99 when the show came out. Wasn't it $4.99? I think they're $8 now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know. I try not to pay attention to that.
Everybody
But
has used like 9 free Apple TV codes until they
they
stopped letting
let
them
y'all do
work.
it. They don't
So
let me do it over here at What We Watch.
I did it at least 5 times before they got cut me
Maybe
off.
I
So I
did
was
too,
doing
and I just forgot. But I do hear the criticisms about Apple TV not marketing. But then, we also say, what they're probably in the room just like this. Well, what do we have to market? You got just click the button. You have this. You have
They
17 of
marketed
our devices.
this. They were in New York, in
But
the middle
yes,
of Times Square or in the middle of Grand Central Station with the Severance setup. That you could tell that they made an effort to make sure that people knew Severance is coming back, and that's all we
coming
ever
back.
asked for.
And that's, as a TV writer, as a filmmaker, it's very exciting when you get a first season that maybe, because again, the biggest, best way for marketing, no matter what, how far we go into AI and technology, is word of mouth. It's what we watch. It's us getting together and talking about it, you seeing your friends, family, whoever talking about it, and letting you know and seeing the passion in their eyes and their voices on how amazing the show is. And so it's been really excited. I am one of those, like I've been told y'all, because this is what I do. This is my life, my business, my well being. But I'm glad we're here. I'm glad y'all tapped in and listening because me and Teach are about to take it there. We're about to take it there because we was there day one. And shout out to Apple TV. Shout out to Ben Stiller. This was so long ago. This show started when I first moved to LA. So what we watch is a little over 4 years old. We are, heading into year 5 for what we watch. And I think I started watching this show in 2022. So I'd moved to LA in July of 2021. And I had the pleasure in April of 2022 to go to a Deadline Contenders event. You can look up at Deadline and see they do this amazing like TV event every single year. And Ben Stiller and Adam Scott showed up. Adam Scott showed up via Zoom because remember, the pandemic and everything. I feel like the pandemic's been 17 years and we're entering another one. But anyways, um, and it was the coolest thing in the way that they talked about building this show. The way that we're going to talk about this show for the next 30, 45 minutes is how they talked about it when they were making it. They were like, we have gold here. Like, nobody's doing it like us. And Adam and Ben are just really fantastic. And I'm so close to Ben Stiller, and I want to talk about it with the group. How close y'all are to Ben Stiller? Because Ben Stiller was one of my faves growing up. And for him to go from all of this insane comedy to Severance, which is still a ton of comedy, you can tell. Like, if someone told you that a comedy writer wrote this, you'd be like, or a comedy actor, you'd be like, okay, yeah, that honestly makes sense. Like, Meet the Fockers is legendary. So, anyways, let's get into the theories. TJ, I'm gonna go ahead and throw mine out there, and y'all tell me where y'all at, and TJ, you throw it to anybody you need. Put your hand up. But Severance is a theories show, which makes it really fun here at What We Watch. Thank you for joining. Make sure you follow us and subscribe on YouTube and tell your friends. This is what we're doing here. Let's support each other during these hard times. Helly, that's not Helly. That's not Helly. That's number one. Number two, Miss Huang. And I'm not calling no 11-year-old Miss Huang, bro. Baby girl, sweetie, child
You
that
think
thinks
that's
you're
Mark?
over
You
me.
think that's Mark's daughter?
She related to, she looked too much like Miss Casey and Adam. Now I'm not saying that's his daughter, but I'm not saying that. Okay, you look too much like Miss Casey, and nobody knows where Miss Casey is. So, sweetie, I clocked it. You got the eyes of your father, and you got the face of your mother. I already see it. I already know. I'm a Black Latina. I already know that's somebody baby right there. Cause the way you was looking at your daddy, and Miss Huang is severed too, correct? Because I think that was like some of the conversation we had. TJ, she's severed.
I think that she is severed because when she's sitting at her desk, she starts picks up that little toy
That's
with the
silliness.
little rings. Those look like the perks that that
Yes.
are that refiners get. So I think that she's severed,
Now
and I
the
definitely think she's severed.
now the extensive tea, I don't know, but I'm talking about like, and T, you was there like 15 minutes, and I was like, nah, 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 nah. Something ain't right. The Lumen video was crazy, but Tej, what are your additional theories, if any, and what's been giving it away? Because we talk about this. Great writers are gonna know that those of us at What We Watch exist, and they're gonna be like, all right, they might catch on to this, or they're gonna catch on to this, so they're gonna throw you for a loop. Go ahead, Tej.
So this is the part that interests me the most. Um, like the show is very smartly written. And so they know that we, especially with more viewers, which they're working to get and anticipating they'll get more viewers because of how good the first season was. They know we're going to pick up on the fact that that's Helena. They probably think that we're going to assume if we have a woman who appears to a kid who appears to look Asian, that we're probably going to assume that is Casey's daughter. They know that those are the two things that most people watching the show will think. So I
Exactly.
think that we're going far away from both of those. I definitely don't think that's Helly, and I think we will learn that. Like, I don't think it's going to be like episode 7, like, oh my god, that wasn't Helly, because it's so obvious. So I think that we're going to learn in the next episode or two that that is Helena in there, and then shit's going to go bad, because I just think it's such a smart way to start to give you stuff. And we also get the Cold Harbor thing. So Cold Harbor is on his screen when he's doing his data refining, and when they show you the last little shot of uh, Miss Casey's face, she is also codenamed Cold Miner, or whatever it is, Cold Harbor. So it feels like there's obviously an outstanding question of what the data refiner is actually doing with the screens and the numbers, and I think it's something sinister, obviously, because it's Lumen. But like, either Miss Casey is dead and he is controlling some form of her that is not dead, or Miss Casey was a robot the whole time. And so I
Oh.
can't wait till that plays out.
Okay, but what is a robot in the severed world? What do you mean by that? What do you
Maybe
mean
a
by
robot. Well, I'm thinking a robot in terms of there was some realistic humanoid that was really a robot that they made Mark fall in love with,
that?
or
Okay.
that Miss Casey actually did die. There was a theory that one of the things on the screen was like a picture of axons, which are how your brain talks to each other, how the signals are sent. But the axons and the way that they pictured it would only appear like that if they were dead. So they're saying, okay, so Miss
It's
Casey might
definitely
actually be
dead.
dead, but that this whole program is set to revive dead people, and maybe they want to revive Kier or revive the people who created this company in the first place, that
One
kind of thing.
one thing's for sure. Lumen is sick. All right. Kier, Egan, all of them sick. They sickos. That's one thing. Ain't no theory there. You're a sicko. I peep game. We peep game. And Mr. Milchick, can we turn it up? Can we turn it up, Jason? Welcome to the stage. Can we turn it up? Southern Coastal Elite. Mr. Milchick, boy, get that man out of my face, bro. I cannot stand him, and I also simultaneously love him because I'm supposed to not stand him. But see, let me tell y'all why I couldn't be severed. I fight. So now my my unsevered version is gonna be like, what happened? What happened at work today? Because guys, we're watching a workplace place thriller. Like, I can't even say it right. We're watching a workplace thriller. That's hilarious. We've seen workplace comedies. We've seen workplace everything else. We're watching a workplace thriller. I can't even say it. It's so much fun. Southern Coastal Elite. Why do we hate Mr. Milchick? Get him out of here.
We hate him because, nigga, what is you doing?
What kind of money are they paying you? I need to know.
Uh, yeah,
Hey,
you replaced the white lady. Okay, nigga, what is you doing?
we have
I
we
I
still
I
haven't heard his
watched
backstory.
Hold on,
the
Jason. Go
first
ahead.
season at work.
You, I'm
I
surprised. I'm surprised you stayed at your job.
I
Cause when
got
you,
laid off a month later.
bro,
Uh, uh, nope,
bro,
can't do shit
that's
about
what
that.
happens.
Hey, I was right
I'm sorry to hear that. Number one. Number two. Please watch the pilot of this. Did you watch the pilot of the second season?
at work. Yes.
Cause fuck him, bro. Cause fuck him for
Yeah.
real. I don't want
I,
no perks,
look, I watched the whole season of Black Dove at work over Christmas. No, we not doing this.
everyone's
Also,
seen. Go ahead,
Milchick and his goddamn turtleneck
bro,
looking all moisturized.
bro.
Nigga, what is you doing? Why are
You
you
know you
wasting why are you wasting that for these niggas? These
You
whites.
can't you can't trust the nigga in a turtleneck that decides to be unsevered. You know how, like, that's so real. He is actively normally choosing to work. There is no severance. He is just like, this is what I want to do. As his, like, normal human adult developed self. That's crazy. Jason, talk to me.
We haven't got Mr. Milchick's backstory, right? Because
No.
I feel the same way you do, you guys do, but I think he got a hell of a backstory. I think they're making him an asshole for a reason,
Are we getting
and it's
that this season? You think we're getting the backstory this season? Because he's too
I,
good. You got to. leave us dangling with that one. I don't know.
Yeah,
That man.
I hope so.
Tej, what do you think? Are we getting that this season? Are we getting the Milchick backstory? That's gold.
I can see that, especially because we're digging into it's kind of his psyche. Like he obviously has an issue with the fact that what's her face, Miss Coble's name is still on the screen,
It's
and we
Cabello.
haven't really had a lot of like intimate moments with him in terms of like it's just him. Like he's usually talking to Miss Coble or talking to our data refinement team, but he's never quite by himself. And so I think we're gonna slowly dig into what gets him because he is one of the only unsevered people that are on the show that are
Said
in the
before.
internal space, especially if Miss Wong ends up being a severed person. He is really our only unsevered person who makes an appearance within that workspace space. So it's very interesting. I'm also a little interested to know how the board thing works. Like the board is always listening because like the request got approved.
Kier's always listening. Yeah.
How is the board? Yeah, like is the board like humans, or is the board like some kind of AI overlord type thing? Think
Yes.
of Captain Marvel. Like, is the
The answer
board
is
like
yes.
AI? Like that I've been thinking about that a lot.
The board is human AIs. Yes. The board is a mixture of both in the Kier, Egan, whatever Lumen bullshit. Big Skells, welcome to the stage. Is this your first What We Watch Wednesday?
Yeah, it is actually.
Welcome.
Thanks
Welcome
for
to the
having me.
stage.
Yeah,
Talk to us.
I'm really, uh, I guess, concerned about Cobell. You think she's going to turn around and end up helping Mark and them? Because I feel like
Hmm.
towards the end of last season, she kind of became undone with her loyalty to Kier and Lumen. So I really feel like since they fired her or suspended her or wherever she's at, I think she's going to slowly unravel and start to come back around and maybe help the seven
Me,
people
me
on the floor.
personally, I don't fuck with her. I don't trust her. I'll never trust her
Yeah,
again.
but
I
she's
don't
such a great
care.
actress. What's her name? Patricia Arquette.
Patricia
She
Arquette.
is. She
Yeah,
is
so they're
one of
gonna
my
have to have
faves.
a big role for her in this show.
But
So I feel like it
that's
might
why
be
her.
redeeming.
That's why her name going across the screen because we're gonna see her again, and I don't trust her. I don't care if she says that she's devastated by. I don't trust her,
You thought she took that baby, huh?
bro. I don't trust that woman, bro. Under no circumstance. I don't care. I don't care.
That
I
was
Mark,
so
agree.
crazy when they thought she took the baby. This show is insane, bro.
bro, she might have taken the baby in another way and ate it, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't trust that woman. Diner in the Dash. Talk to me. Am I like out of like the way here? Do we trust Miss Cabell? Is she a victim? I'm not buying it. No,
Absolutely not. But
absolutely not.
I don't trust anyone in this show, even, the people that are supposed to be good.
You don't trust my guy Dylan? I love Dylan. Nah, they put a stain on Dylan this
I
pilot
think
episode.
I think all
Not pilot this.
Adam Scott's whole old team might be like, well, maybe they're brainwashed or something, but I think they might be on the path to betray him somehow.
Dang, yeah, they all the ops. Damn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. That's the vibe I got, but it
Nah,
was interesting to me that the whole episode was inside Lumen because I thought Adam's story with his sister and being an alcoholic after his wife died and then
was
wondering if she was alive
was
was
intense,
actually pretty
right?
interesting last season, but we didn't get none of that.
Yet.
So,
We
yeah.
haven't even seen the Audis except for
Nah,
Helena.
and
We
and
ain't
I
seen the
said
other
that
Audis.
Yeah.
too. And Tej was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, let's stay in here the whole time."
Yeah,
You
that's such a
know.
great way to do the first episode. We don't need to go back outside yet.
Nah, I sympathize with my
You're
Audis.
fucking insane, man.
He is. He's a sicko. Here's the thing. We used to do these chats with like thousands of people in succession. And I remember when succession ended, everybody that was a hater that didn't join the spaces and didn't understand the conversations and would see like screenshots and stuff would be like, y'all like a show where everyone just sits in an office and talks. It's fucking weird. Y'all are weird. Like, it's everyone's favorite show, and it's just two people sitting in a room talking. And here's the thing: this show is just everybody running around in hallways, and I will watch 100,000 episodes of that. Give me Adam Scott in the opening scene. And they knew it. The director knows it. Ben Stiller knows it. The actors know it. That's why we opened up season 2 after 3 years with what? The most amazing camera shots and angles and following our main guy running through hallways. I was in. Show me another 1,700 scenes like that. I'm into it. Why is he running around? Is he going to find Miss Casey? Where is the wellness room? Why did we take away the wellness room? That was my wife. She's alive. Like, I'm into it. It works so well if you're an adult that's ever had like a job. If you've ever paid like one bit of tax in your life. If you've ever been in corporate America even for like a day and a half. Like, honestly, those that have worked corporate America in a day and a half, this probably hits the hardest cuz like get out like immediately. Because pineapple bobbing, Teej, can we talk about it? Pineapple bobbing is crazy.
That sounds so painful.
We could bob anything else. Pause that. We could bob an apple, a plum, literally anything else. Why are we pineapple? And I play too much. Go ahead, Southern Coastal Elite.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say one more thing just
Of
for a
course.
second?
Yeah, go ahead. No, please.
It's an off-topic thing, but can I tell you what I did right after I watched the season premiere of Severance?
What did you do? Go to
I
work?
watched Zoolander
Perfect.
just to remember how far Ben Stiller's come, and
Zoolander,
it's still amazing.
it's so good, isn't
It
it?
still works.
I mean, honestly, we're going to talk about this week to week, but we'll throw in some Ben Stiller classics, okay? Big Skells, go ahead. Oh, actually, hold on one second. I want to welcome JK to the stage. Welcome, a long time What We Watch listener and supporter. Have you seen everything? Are you all caught up?
I am all caught up, all the way up to the first episode of season 2. I'm all there.
How are you feeling? What are the theories? Did we cover them all? Are there additional ones we got to check in on?
Yeah, you know what? I wanted to add. I knew something was up with Helly when they went to the what was it? The Tranquility,
Mm-hmm.
that wing. They went to that wing,
Mm-hmm.
and they went down into the basement where they had all those different statues of important people to Lumen, and she was in front of a female Egan,
Mm.
and it just lit up and started talking all by itself.
Mm.
And to her, so when that happened, I was like, okay, so she has something to do with this family.
TJ, what was it that you heard that she said? Like she stuttered in the first episode?
You mean what? How did I know she wasn't her?
Well, you said that I knew immediately. I didn't even catch the things that you and JK were talking about.
It
But you
was
had
the
said
bangs,
something.
huh? It was the bangs.
Like she said who she was about to ask who is Miss something. You said something when
I
you
don't.
rewatched it.
There were a couple moments where I realized, like, wait, that doesn't feel like the natural interaction. But even from Rip, when she comes out of the elevator, uh, our main character, what's his name?
Adam's
Mike,
son.
Adam,
Mark.
no,
Mark.
Mark,
Yes.
Mark, Mark
Marquez.
S goes for the hug, and Haley, who is Helena, like, kind of, and it's so well done because you could read it as I just snapped back in, like it was my innie, and so it's like a jarring thing. But she's had though that happen before. She did that all the time, and her first interaction with him was to be like resistant to the hug, and so it's like it just felt like somebody who was in here for the first time, and then telling the wrong story, telling a bad story, telling a story that would only make sense to a rich person, like what do you mean you have a night gardener? A regular person would
Yeah,
never. That doesn't make
and my
sense.
guy Torturo caught it, bro. He was
Yeah,
like,
he on it. He like, wait a
bro,
second.
that's my guy, bro. I love my Italian king, my fellow Italian brother.
He said, wait, a night gardener. He already looking at her shady. He already picked up the vibes. He like, nah, something ain't right. Something ain't right, hope.
So,
Something ain't
so
right.
follow my guy. My guy pays attention. My guy pays attention. And they're trying to poison my guy Dylan. JK, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm coming right back to you. They tried to poison my guy Dylan, man. I fucking hate Mr. Milchick. They tried to poison my guy. They said you can see your family. You see how pressed he was. Mr. Milchick went in those 5 months. He was like, man, that one dude was pressed to see his family. Let's build a private family. And then I knew he was evil. You know how evil Mr. Milchick is? Because he's a person that'll take you in a private room and give you everything you want. That's the devil. And take you in a private room and say, hey, well, you know, not anybody else. Everybody else doesn't have family. Just you. So this is for you. This is for you because we love you. And it's like, ooh, you manipulative motherfucker. You don't know if anybody else has family.
That shit ain't gonna work on my guy Dylan. That's
And
my
you
guy Dylan
know that
locked in.
I hope so, man, because they trying to taint my guy. Man, I know my guy just wants to meet his sons. And me and Tej also have a theory on that. It's not gonna be his real family. We are convinced it's not gonna be his real family. But go ahead, Jake. I didn't mean to cut you off, and then Southern Coastly, and then Jason.
No, it's okay. The other thing I wanted to add, since we were talking about Dylan, is that with that whole thing that Milchick is trying to do, it made me think about how, like in real life, where people always warn you about the dynamic with coworkers, that your coworkers are not your friends, and that as soon as it benefits them, they're gonna turn against you. And I kind of feel like that's the dynamic that's kind of coming up, that has come up in the show, and is still coming up in the show. And it's also why I'm automatically suspicious of everybody because of that. Like, you really don't know who you're working with, and no
Mm.
matter how well you get along with them, everybody has a price, you know? And that's something that you have to keep in mind. Like,
And
if it's
Mr.
going to
Milchick
benefit
gonna
them,
find out
yeah.
your price.
Yeah, if it's going to
That's
benefit them, they're turning.
I like that. That's a really profound, like, additional layer that I think they've integrated into this second season, where it's like, it's not just about like our relationship with our lives. And like the woman, I think it was so cool when she was like, I severed myself from my pregnancy. I was like, that makes sense. Like that's the larger, like from a product view, that's the larger Lumen view. Like we're not just doing this for productivity for like workers. Like if you are depressed, just like sever yourself from that situation. You know, if you're gonna have a child, just like make somebody else deal with it. It's still you and your body, but like it's not you, so you have no recollection of it. It's actually brilliant. But that additional layer of like everyone still has a price. And the relationships these indies build in the first season was like camaraderie and we're gonna rise up together. And it's like what does every group that, you know, every uprising, it's like, well, let's test this. Let's see how close y'all really are. Let's see if y'all really ride for each other as coworkers. Go ahead, Southern Coastal League, and then Jason, and then Big Scouts. Go ahead.
So I'm a dispatcher by profession. So I've talked to all kinds of people. Now I work for a corporate place for the first time, and it's a Christian cult.
Oh
We
shit.
have mantras like canoeing the mountains, win the right way, pencils have erasers. Yeah, nigga, I want to be severed a little bit sometimes.
Bro, y'all's innies is going to cook y'all. Remember Heliar was going to cut her
Mm,
fingers off? Like turn her
yes,
up.
yeah, like turn it up. Like I work with like sociopaths. Like correct.
I
Like yeah, yeah. You don't have lives outside of what you do for work, and now I have to sit there and listen to all of this.
it's
I
that for me. It's that for me.
what?
It's that. And you know
Small
what's
story. Small story. I'm in Baton Rouge. We got a winter storm. Never had that before. Never seen this much snow in my life. I had a coworker who is the sociopath be like, "Hey, do you know if anything's open today?" No, nigga. I cooked gumbo yesterday for my family, so why would I have any idea what outside is like?
I
That's
have a family.
all right, nigga. That, that's my severance.
Hello. Thank you. Jason, go ahead.
Now, I think what caught my eye is how I knew Helly was actually the Audi.
Mm.
Remember that part when Mr. Milchek, when he was kind of mad at his name wasn't changed on to this on. old girl's name was still on the screen,
Right.
and he turned off his computer. So right when he turned off the computer, they clicked over to Helly or whatever, or I'm pretty sure it was the Audi. They clicked over to her, and she was like fumbling, trying to turn off her computer, or was he trying to turn it on? She's trying to turn on the computer. She like really couldn't. She's trying to find out where the buttons where the button where
Oh
No,
was.
I don't.
shit, that's
No, I
good.
don't.
Yeah,
I
she was
don't
kind of
trust her, bro.
yeah. She was fumbling because if it was her, the any she would have known. She know what a button is, but she was fumbling where it was.
First of
So
all, not only.
they saw the contrast between Milchick. He knew directly where the button was. Yeah. So
I like that.
Ooh, I like
yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Y'all gonna make me rewatch this second season of opening episode. Y'all gonna make me rewatch it, cause like I said, like I knew and I felt it. Okay, so the trigger for me was I just know a rebel. I know a rebel through and through. I feel connected. And the show recap reinstills the idea that you have to understand as an any, you go to work, you get in the elevator, and then the next time you wake up, you're going to work again. So there's no real time lapse. You're in constant work mode. You don't have any recollection of outside. So that's all you do. Your Audi has a recollection of leaving the building and going home and coming back, and that is it. So and I didn't think about it in the first season for real. I was just like so deeply in it. But if an innie is just cycling through, like you walk out of your door today, and then the next thing you remember is you walking out of your door again, like Helly's a rebel. She wouldn't have been all this docile, nothing. Helly is a rebel. She was going to cut her fingers off. She sent like 3 get me out of here videos in one season. She was too calm. I was like, that's not Helly. Nothing, they either brainwashed my girl. There's nothing that could happen in 5 months. That's not 5 months to the innie. The innie doesn't know that it's been 5 months. All it knows is that when we was out last week, we was riding on these niggas, and now I'm coming in and I'll help you, Mark. No, she don't want to help Mark. She wants to get out. I was like, nah, bro. No rebel is doing this. No any rebel is acting like this. It's been clocked. Big Scales, I like your energy. Big Scales, because you clocking it. But go ahead and then teach, please.
No, sorry, I don't mean to change gears, but
Mm-hmm.
what threw me off was in during the little video that they watched. I didn't realize that Lumen Industries was so large, and they
Mm-hmm.
have all these plants all across the world. And even I don't know if y'all be on like YouTube watching like a New Rock Stars, but they started to break Severance down to season 2, and they like maybe the possibility that Lumen has like communities or countries that they run, or principalities or whatever you call them. But it's just so crazy that it's bigger than what we thought was going on in the first season. This might be like some global like brainwashing type business going on.
So, Teach, go ahead, and then I'll speak to that. But go
Wait,
ahead.
if you're gonna speak to that, you go. Then
Okay, so I want to speak to that because for season 1, those were my questions. So I already knew this was global. It had to be, because this isn't like a siloed community. Like, if you are offering people to disassociate from an entire pregnancy, that has to be global. This is a brilliant dystopian, like harrowing thing to do. So I was like, this, and as writers, we create these universes and producers, right? And I'm like, this is brilliant because culturally, this looks different in another country. Or there's different decisions made for people that or want to sever themselves for depression reasons or for happiness reasons or for money or for power. And I think I realized how big Lumen was in season 1 because there was that newspaper article that the 2 women that were out in the snow playing with their babies or whatever, and she was like, I forget which one. It was one of Mark S's brother-in-law's friends from the cabin when his sister-in-law was pregnant. And she was like, yeah, I just severed with the baby. And then her man is like some big Lumen guy, and he was in the newspaper. I was like, oh, this isn't just some like isolated small village that's experiencing this. This is a big deal. this is like taking over the world. This is how like this is like reflective of how people feel right now in this real world as the unsevered from like AI and stuff. And it's like, who's going to stop this? But then it's so cool because it is completely your decision. It is completely your decision. So it's such a cool way to like challenge consciousness because the Audis make the decision. No one is forcing you to get severed. No one. You are buying this product because you want to. So go ahead, Teach. That's all I wanted to say about
I want to point
the
out a couple things on that point. The little
yeah.
video that was voiced by Keanu Reeves, by the way, which is great. The video said that Lumen was in like 200 something countries. Well, there's not 200 countries in the world that we live in. So Lumen might literally have its own like uh parts of countries that they have literally taken over as their own sovereign. So they might have like created countries. So Lumen is a massive, massive, massive undertaking and a massive business. Go ahead.
Or they're lying like they do about literally
Or they're
everything.
lying about what they do about everything. One of those two. Two, I want to give shout out to our new crew and Cousin Maybe specifically. Seeing
Yes.
Cousin Maybe pop up was so fucking fun.
It
She
was
has
great.
obviously incredible comedic timing. If anyone's ever seen goddamn, I just lose the show. What's the damn name of the show?
Not why did you not
Arrested
Arrested
Development. That's what it
Development?
is.
I was gonna say is it Arrested
Arrested
Development? Okay.
Development. Obviously, she has incredible comedic timing, and her popping in and that whole dynamic with the older guy also being named Mark, like that stuff is just that shows you one the comedic timing of the show, but
It's Ben
also
Stiller.
it's been that's Ben Stiller, like that's pure comedy. It just works really well, and I hope that we get to see them again this season because I just love them. I was
What
obsessed
we
with them.
watch?
I
Are we
was
gonna see
obsessed with
them
them.
again? Are we gonna see them again?
Yeah, I
Give me
think we're
a
gonna see
thumbs
them
up if you
again.
think we're gonna see them again. I was mad because I wanted to see my girl Helly. Give me a thumbs up. It's the heart with the plus sign at the bottom. Those of you
I
listening.
need Dylan to meet Cousin Maybe. I need Dylan to meet the old man. I need Dylan to meet these people.
I'm gonna tell you what, you have to bring those people back because it's gonna take 8 people to take Lumen down now. Because I'm gonna use a very overused term right now. You know how diabolical it is for you to have me back in here at Lumen under like my decision. Oh, it's I consented to be here and tell me that I'm a hero at Lumen when I try to take Lumen down. You're not gonna gaslight me, bro. You're not gonna do it. And
Lion ass bitches.
just so you know, every single severed person is going to see this video. There's 4 uprising. Da, da, da. I said no, nope,
And don't forget
nope,
about the
nope.
new snacks. Now we got new snacks.
Bro, Mark went in there and the supplies had been changed. The wellness room wasn't where it's supposed to be. Y'all got fucked up and y'all amped security. I'm not, and you know who would have clocked it first before me? My girl Helly R. That's
Fact.
how I know it's not her. Helly would have been clocked the shit. She would have been like, y'all, we off this. We off this. They said we might be able to leave. Let's leave. Helena, her name is Helena.
Fact.
Helena was like, whatever you need, Mark S., I'll help. I'm like,
Helena's
she
also
don't.
one who reminded them, oh yeah, there's no more. They said, look, there's no video monitor on the wall. We you are clocked. We peeped that. We know what
Bro, we
side you
peeped
on.
that,
You
bro.
telling them that there's no more camera on the wall when they just watched the video of themselves in private moments that they didn't know that they were being watched in. They didn't know that people saw them kiss. They didn't know that they heard Bert say, let's burn this place down. Now you're showing me video of that, and then you're telling me you're not watching me anymore? My girl Helly would have never said one word of that.
My
She'd
girl,
have been like, they listen to us. Fuck out of here. We don't believe none of this shit.
yeah, she wouldn't even let people talk. She'd be like, nah, don't tell me shit
He
right
would
now.
have
We're gonna figure this
turned that
out.
video off before it was finished. Like, what are we doing?
Bro, that would have been, that's the Helly I know. That's our girl. Y'all got me fucked up. And on top of that, Lumen is literally a building. Okay, so like I'll tell a little bit about what I've done as an engineer. Like I manage this type of stuff. So buildings do are like a living entity, and I'm telling you, I promise you, those walls are made of cameras. Okay, those hallways are made of cameras. They're made of the two-sided mirrors or whatever, one-sided mirrors. I'm not fooled, man. My audio is being picked up. It doesn't matter how much you whisper, they're gonna enhance. And look, mr milchick Mr. Milchick might, because like I want to ask the room, who is the villain in this? Who is the villain? Because I don't like the way y'all talking about my core four right now. no, core three. All right. I trust Mark S. My guy is just struggling. My guy just misses his girl. All right. What we watch, pillar numero uno. Everything is a romance. This entire show is centered around the fact that this man is just yearning for his wife, but like couldn't have her. She left him. My wife left me. This entire show is my wife left me. Okay. Everything is a romance. But like my guy is just going through it very purely. We've all been in a relationship and regretted the end of one. And, maybe we just forget about it. And if I can go to work and forget about it, that's great. I can have a moment. Like, that's all it is. So, well, really, no. Mark S. in real life knows that he was told that she died, right?
Yes,
And
she
so
died
he
in a
doesn't
car
want to.
accident.
So, yes. But, like, now we know that she did not die, or
Well,
maybe
we
she's
don't
sleeping.
know that.
I think Mark S. is just a guy trying to make it through life, pay his bills, be good to his, niece or nephew, I forget. But like the Dylan, you're not gonna turn me against Dylan until I see what he say. Tej, you trust him on this family thing, this private family room?
No, I don't. Well, I don't trust anything Lumen says. I damn sure don't trust him on
No, I'm
this.
saying, do you trust that Dylan? Because you said Dylan not
No,
gonna
I
fall for
think that
that.
he's going to waver at first for the plot, but I think eventually he will make his way to telling people what happened. But if you remember too, Helly is not the only one who withhold the truth of what happened when she was out in the world. Also, Bert did the same thing. Now, I
Right?
think Bert is himself because of that conversation he has with Dylan. That's too intimate of a conversation to
Is
have with
his name
someone.
is his name Bert? His name isn't Bert. That's his love of his life is Bert.
Oh, that's right. That's
Irv.
Irv.
Irv,
Okay.
yes. I think that is the real Irv. But I'm just noting that the only person that told the truth at that table is Mark S. And Dylan obviously didn't get to go. But I think Dylan yearns for the
That's
outside
true.
and yearns for his family. So I think Dylan will entertain this. I don't think that entertainment will last very long, but I think he will entertain this.
Yeah, I think Dylan is one of the first people to clock Mr. Milchick. He was like, "Look, this fellow black man, get this guy out of here.
You
Get
said you're
this
gonna
guy
replace my
out."
belt or nah, my drip or nah, you broke my fucking belt, bitch.
Yeah, like he not fucking with Mr. Milchick. So the whole all right, enough. Southern Coastal Elite, go ahead, because I can't.
One thing I want to point out is our John Turturro is a gay older man, and that has to do with a whole lot of this. I don't know. Will he? Won't he? How is he feeling?
Yeah,
Because he got some of that outside, and it wasn't what the inside was.
Yeah.
right. They did that really
And so,
well too.
yeah, because like no, like being a queer and knowing older queers, like when that connection happens and gets taken away,
Right.
like it's jarring. Like Christopher Walken is was a precious was a precious gay, and
Yeah.
now what is that really about?
My
I I thought that so the when he has a conversation with Dylan and he's saying,
yeah. So well done.
I'm gonna leave here, that's basically him saying that he's going to commit suicide because and I like this kind of interplay where this is the only life that the any knows. So if you
Yes.
stop going to the workplace that you hate, you actually cease to exist. You
In that realm,
in that
yes.
like the any version of you doesn't exist anymore. So there is no more of the Mark S that we know and love. There's only the at home Mark S. Like there is no Irv that we know from the workplace. There's only the Irv on the outside who doesn't know who Bird is. So he's saying like Bert will be over there living his life and I wouldn't know about him. So I'd be happier in that space, even if that means this version of me doesn't exist anymore. That's obviously super
Yes.
romantic, but also incredibly,
Right.
incredibly sad. And I like the way that they've kind of intertwined the death of the innie and the independence of the innie versus like what the innies think of the outies. And during that conversation with Mark, where he's talking about his wife, Helena is saying like, no, like we are not the same people as our innies. Like because Helena hates her innie. Her innie is keeping her from doing what she wants to do, and her innie
Beef.
keeps on sending her videos and threatening to cut off her fucking fingers and hanging herself and leaving bruises. Like, she
I'm
can't
telling
stand her
you.
innie.
I know watching this show, I know I could never be severed because I'm beefing with myself 100% of the time. I'm beefing with myself. What did you just say to me? You want to fucking go? And it's me the whole time. It's me and my innie fighting. And I think it was just so. I'm telling you, if you think you could be severed, that means you are doing well. You have peace. You trust yourself. You're not doing too much. You're not too much of a rebel. Because my innie gonna stress me out. My innie is not going to ask to cut the fingers off. They're just gonna cut the fingers off. And now I'm pissed off. Now I'm waking up in the hospital asking to be severed again to forget the finger cutting. It's too much. We would fight for way too long. There's no reason for it. But a lot of, Herb, is it Herb or Herb? I don't know.
Her
His story was kind of like pushed towards the end of the first season. And I loved it because, to your point, Tej, like, we used Helly to really kind of like give life to the innies, but we already kind of had the close relationship. Irv like puts like the additional philosophical level of like, if you do give life to the innie, then now the innie might want out. But wanting out as an innie is literal suicide. And so we get, again, we don't want that conversation in this already like dreadful, awkward, harrowing moment after seeing the Lumen video. So we let Dylan, who always makes us smile on screen. I don't know about you, but like I smile every time Dylan's on screen. I'm like, what Dylan finna do? This is my guy. And so we get that like dialogue, which is so intentional. They were friends already, but we get that dialogue of like Dylan with his levity and his like profundity and like how he's there for his people. Like he's there for his innies. And we get, Herb like releasing all of this, like, quite frankly, it's facts. Like if I severed myself to get away from a depression, but now as a result, I'm glad, hey group, I'm glad we all figured out what's going on, but now I'm fucking devastated. Right. And like I can intellectualize that that's not the Bert I know, which is why Dylan was like, hey man, like this is not the same. Like let's try something else or try to think about a different way. But it adds a level to the innies, which I think is really going to take us through season 2, especially when we know Helly is not an innie, because now at Lumen, there's no, well, and let's be real, right? Like Lumen is a workplace environment, okay? They have icebreakers, they have forced, hang out with your coworkers time, because we already spend 40 hours a week. Let's spend another 10 hours a week together getting to know each other. But I always remember that these are children. These are effectively children. So this data refinement can only be as much as like whatever your brain can process because you don't have memories from outside. I wonder how it works. Like your brain is developed to that extent so you can speak and you understand what wind is and you understand things. But like these are effectively socially like teenagers essentially. And so we have this workplace environment full of teenagers, and I think that's why they put Mrs. Huang in there, because it's not really any different. Your innie doesn't know anything else. Like it can conceptualize everything. It knows that wind exists, but it doesn't really know what wind is. It's like, I have read about wind and that's it. Jason, go ahead.
Hey, one question. I don't know if you talked about it before I came in. The opening scene when Mark was running to the wellness
Yes.
area looking for his wife.
Yes.
Um, who do y'all think that mystery guy is in the background?
Yeah,
You
so you
remember that?
remember, Monique, when they show him enter the wellness room,
Oh
the
shoot, I just
camera is
got the
behind him,
chills.
and you see
Yes.
someone walk behind him, and it's a white man, so it's not Mr. Milchick. I, I
It's a
wonder.
I don't know if it's a
I
white.
have no
Oh,
idea who that is. No, you can tell
you got the
they
white
slowed.
hand.
It's like a white. Yeah, you can see his hand and his arm. There's a white man, but we have no idea who it is, and I have
He was
no guess.
also much taller than Mr. Milchick. Mr.
Yeah, I
Milchick
agree.
has a short man complex. I don't fuck with
You
Mr.
don't fuck with Mr. Milchick.
I don't fuck with him at all. I don't like that guy. But oh gosh, the mystery figure. Man, they put so much in this episode. Yeah, I don't know who the mystery figure is, but all that's telling me is that they are being watched and they are being listened to at every turn. I put it in the chat here. Somebody said they don't think it's been 5 months. I like that
I agree
energy.
with
I fuck with that. I fuck with that. Yeah, you can't believe nothing these Lumen people are saying. But I mean, y'all be believing what they say at work, so I don't know. Y'all be believing what y'all corporate people tell y'all. So I don't know. It's funny y'all got the energy a lot for Lumen now, but y'all have the energy for your current corporate companies. I don't know. Tej, what question do we want to ask the room before we wrap up? We're about to wrap it up. Love this chat. Can't wait to keep talking because shit is about to get crazy.
I want to ask the room how they react if they saw themselves getting slandered on video, like Dylan when Dylan ate the snacks and he started acting crazy when he ate the snacks in the video. He did not like that portrayal of himself. He did not like that shit. And I would have to say something to my bosses. Y'all not gonna have me on video looking crazy in claymation. I would have to say something personally.
Bro, it was claymation. That's nasty. Please. That's what I'm saying. The gaslighting, the level of gaslighting is so insane. You're heroes here. But look how we gonna cook you and we gonna make you pineapple bob. And you just got you nutted because you got to eat a snack from the new perks. Nah, bro.
And that room of mirrors is gonna be so scared when we finally see it because they're gonna put us in there. We're gonna be scared as hell. It's gonna be so creepy in that room.
Enough with the perks. I want to talk about the perks specifically and what you're doing if you're Dylan in that room. I do want to talk about the perks. Jason, go ahead. How do you feel about the perks? Because you know, a corporate world love to give you a perk. I don't want no pizza party, bro. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't have dairy.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It remind me
I
of the
don't want
pizza
no pizza
party.
party, bro.
That remind me of the old pizza party thing. The whole break room, couple of balloons, maybe a cake.
I
But
don't.
it's because I worked office pretty much most of my life, so it's just I'm a big fan of office space. So that just dry, yeah, it's totally yeah.
Unsanitary to
Mhm.
pineapple bob with your coworkers. Your spit is in there.
So nasty.
That is disgusting. No, I don't want a pineapple bob with this group. No. Well, you're fired. It's like I can't. You can't win. Southern Coastal League. How are you feel about the perks? What perks they need to add to get you to stay severed?
Yo, these people put in massage chairs. I work in I'm a dispatcher, but I do like Best Buy. So those folks put in like recessed lighting and lamp and like a couple of massage chairs, and I spend half my day there.
I was gonna say, now hold
Nigga,
on now.
we doing this.
All right.
But they also, like I said, work the right way, canoe the mountains, pencils have erasers. Nigga, I work for a goddamn cult. Yeah, all right, it's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna sit in the chairs.
I'm gonna
Like,
sit under this UV light with these chairs and plump my skin and get a massage. Big Scales, what perks do you need, and how are you feeling if you're Dylan getting cooked like that in front of the entire company?
I ain't gonna hold you. Like the fact that like when the OTC popped off last season and Milchick was in my man's closet,
Yes.
and then okay, so he finds out that his Audi has
Children.
he has a son. So I think that little family time might have probably got me, especially knowing that I got a family on the outside. Yeah, that probably would have got me. I ain't gonna hold you. Milchick would have got me with that one. I might have to go against the team
Man,
with that
you're not really for the
one.
cause. You're not really for the revolution, man. I can't
Yeah,
trust you
the
in the rebellion,
fam.
bro.
It's the fam.
Bro, they gonna give you one thing you like, and now you off the team. That's crazy, man.
That's tough.
I really hope that Dylan don't do that. Diner in the Dash. How are the perks feeling for you?
Maybe my standards are just very, very low, but after you get lunch and sometimes you eat too big of a lunch and you kind of just really want an afternoon nap, if they installed a nap room and you could nap and that gets you through your severed time and then you can go back to your real person.
But you can't go back to your real person.
That's true.
You're
But
gonna wake up and work again.
Also, innies don't ever get to have
fuck.
sex. Like innies never have sex. They like
Well, I was going to say something about that, but I didn't want to be too carnal right off the bat.
I feel like
Please.
innies don't get laid. Like innies literally just work. and hang out with their coworkers. That's it. That's all they do. Their
And
whole
we
life is the
know that
office work
innies
party.
get horny. We just finished a very profound chat. This is where we can talk about it intellectually and respectfully and in the form of art. Okay? We can tell Helly be horny. That's another reason why I know that ain't Helly. Helly be
Don't watch
horny.
porn. Like they don't get to do
They
anything.
offered him sex in season one, Dylan. They offered it in that room, but he left.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
that?
He left.
Yeah,
So I don't know, Teach. I think they can. I think again their brains. That's why I'm like confused about the development of their brains because their brains are fully developed. Because there's nothing different. It's just like memory. So how much of your brain is like memories versus development? I'm sure there's so much to that. Like, of course I can get horny in here. But like, and how long is an 8-hour workday for them? Like, does that feel like forever to an innie, or is it the most exciting thing?
It's
Because
the only
like,
time you're alive, like literally. So maybe it's
yeah,
exciting.
maybe it's exciting. It's like, oh my gosh, work, data refinement, the same three people, but it's like it's not like time. Is time the same? It's not the same because it's like we have an understanding that there's another version of ourselves, but we don't feel that. I wonder, like, season 10 for this show to me, like, shows like wrinkling, and it's like, oh damn, like I've just been like aging. I didn't even realize I was aging. Who was the last one? JK, talk to me. How are you feeling about the perks? Y'all ain't telling me the perks that'll get you. Although Diner in the Dash,
Uh,
I see now, man.
yeah, the only perk that will get me is check. I need a
Per.
check. I don't care about no finger ties. I don't care about
No funny
no
mirrors.
pineapples, no melons. A check. If they put a check, if Milchick came in with some checks on that table, I'm
But
dancing. I'm dancing with those lights that he puts on for
I,
those little
I'm
I'm
parties.
calling
speaking.
But
cap
you
on
don't know
this.
what
I'm
money can
speaking.
The
do for you.
innies don't have any money.
I'm
The innies
speaking
don't
well, you don't
spend
Spanish
know.
money.
because JK, the T is you're not gonna. What are you gonna do? Like you gotta hope your Audi
Yeah,
enjoys the
your
money.
Audi gonna live real good, but your life not gonna change at all, no matter what you being paid.
Listen, I'm gonna come back to the office with a nice Chanel skirt. That's the most
Okay,
important thing.
per. I'm gonna have my rollie on
I'm
next
gonna
and be
have
like,
my
hey,
drip.
y'all got the
Okay, I'm gonna have my
rollie.
drip.
You're just gonna see that you be having that shit on as soon as you come back. You be like, I'll be having that shit on every day. I must be balling.
Yo, do they change? They change outfits, right?
Yeah, they change outfits, but the Audi does all the fashion. The Audi is responsible for fashion.
Bro, if my Audi lacks fashion and got me on the first day of school without the drip, that's crazy. All right, so the check might be because if I pull up one day with the Rolly and the Cartier glasses, I'm like, all right,
He's
you
like,
can
all
have
right,
it.
maybe I'll just keep working.
Maybe I'll keep working. I see you, Audi. Because like, and that's what I think they're developing. Like, we need to wrap this up, but seriously, I think they're developing that like you can see your Audi for a second. You can see your family for a
The
second. You know what?
Indies
Y'all
don't even
fucking
know what car they drive, and Mark Anthony pulling up in a hoopty every day.
every day he miserable as hell in the car with the doors hanging off. But like
But
the Indy,
hold on, wait. Did you guys see what Irv is driving? You see his car?
Irv has a nice car. I
Yeah.
like his old car.
Yeah, he has a nice car.
Irv has a nice old car. Trayvon, welcome to the stage. I don't know if you're a first time What We Watcher. I don't think you are. Maybe a first time speaker. What perks are getting you to stay as your innie? Because they trying to give y'all ice cream and salsa chips and pineapple bobbing. I'm not with it, bro.
I think can you hear me?
You said what?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there's a really bad echo. Can someone translate? Did y'all hear what he said?
He said, "Can you hear
Can
He
you hear
me?"
said,
me
"Can
now?
you hear me?"
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I would have to have fresh air, even if it was fake. Like,
Okay.
even if like this was like a Lumen campus that they like pretended me to walk around, even if it was like some Vegas where they have like the fake skyline, I would have to be able to walk around and feel like I'm not in an office all day with no windows.
You know what? Facts. I'm gonna need some fake wildlife as well.
Yeah.
Like, let a bird fly over me real quick. Let me hear some cars driving by.
You got the baby goats.
You do have the baby goats, but they keep you away from the baby goats. They keep you away. Well, how often you get to see the baby goats? See,
Only until they're ready. Now we don't know what that
the
means,
type of
but
woman I
until
am,
they're
I
ready.
want to see a baby goat every day. If I know, see, as an innie, you have to understand the novelty of everything. If I know the wellness room is there and my wife is in there, I want to see it every day. Like I don't have a lot of memories. I know there's goats here, so like even if I wanted to see a giraffe, I'm divorced from wanting to see a giraffe. I want to see a goat now that I know I have to see the goat every day. Like if there's birds, I want to see birds flying over. I like that perk. I need fresh air, maybe a pool, because they showed a lake in the Lumen video. I would have been like, why can't we swim in that lake? I wanted to go swimming. Right? Am I tripping? Trayvon, I like that. I like that. Tej, what do you think? You want some wildlife? I like animals.
I definitely want some wildlife, for sure. Keep some puppies around. I don't even know if I have a dog at home. Like, we got to make sure we have a dog at work.
Exactly, exactly. Big scales. Oh no, you don't know if you have a dog at home. Nah, you gotta have bring your dog to work
Yeah,
day.
facts. That's rough.
You gotta have bring your dog to work day,
What a
bro.
great episode that would be, because they would be with dogs that they don't know. That would be amazing.
It'd be amazing.
No,
Bring your dog to work day. It would
I
be
got,
every day.
I got one question.
Yeah.
When Milchick said it's been 5 months to Marquez,
Cat.
did y'all believe that?
Cat.
And okay, I was gonna say because if it has been 5 months, where was everybody? Like, what happened?
Bro, my thing is, Mr. Milchick has not told one truth yet. Not one thing he said has been true. And I mean that. Not one thing. Nothing. Nothing.
Mr.
When he
Milkshake
said,
is a
when he,
shambolic rube.
oh, it's very true.
Can I
But
quickly say, I think Mr. Milchick has bosses, and those are the real bad guys, not Mr. Milchick.
no,
Then that's corporate, right?
I think the
Captain
same
Submissive.
thing.
Because
Same
everyone's
opinion.
Well,
scared as hell of corporate.
I'm not into it. I don't trust him. Mr. Milchick is unsevered and fully conscious of everything he's doing. That makes it 1,000 times worse.
He said it
Mis-
makes him feel bad, and actually he feels bad. Like he's jealous of the severed because they can actually turn these feelings off.
Miss
That's
Cabell
hilarious.
was the evil bitch, but she was severed. So like, there's a little bit of like
Was
that.
she severed?
Yeah,
It's the turtlenecks,
wasn't
nigga.
she severed or no?
I don't think she
No,
No,
was
no,
severed.
no,
no, she wasn't.
no.
She's not.
Oh
No, she's
She
not.
did it
no.
for the love.
Oh no, she was evil for real. Okay,
She
yeah.
did it for the love.
She did it for the love of the game is nasty. Guys, could you work with severed people? I couldn't. I'm not mature enough. I'm not doing it. I'm fucking with the innies all day, every day. Oh
Thanks.
no, am I? Oh my
I'm
god,
looking
am
up
I
what
being Mr.
reality
Milchick?
do.
Is that why I hate him? I would fuck with the innies all day, but not like Mr. Milchick did. Like I would just hang out with the innies and try to like be cool with them. I wouldn't. I don't know. We got to find out if you're right, Diner in the Dash. I don't know if he left already. Okay, there you are. If you're right, if he's just being puppeteered so that he can keep his job, that's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. Could you, Tej, are you saying unsevered on the severed floor?
If I was unsevered, I would definitely go to the severed floor to have conversation with people about being severed. I would be fascinated by it. And I would have a million questions. And then I would ask them permission to meet their Audis. And then I would go to meet their Audis, and I would try to befriend the any and the Audi of someone, and then try to see if there are any differences. That's what I would.
And then you'd get fired because that's not
I'll
allowed.
probably get fired. Obviously, Lumen Pod doesn't want people talking to the Severance people, because I'd be like, you don't think it's weird that you always at work all day, every day, and this is the whole life? Like, I would ask, I would create a heli that wasn't there yet. They'd be like, you know how that book like turned Mark into a rebel? That book, like reading that book, he was like, oh shit, like maybe I would be doing that. I would be
You don't need a book. Just go to TJ.
yeah, I would just be like, you don't think it's weird that like you don't even know if you have a family? Like, you don't think that's weird?
Teach will try to smash the Indiana
TJ,
alley.
you'd lose your job week
Okay,
two.
if you smash the Indy and the Audi, that counts as two bodies. So that is that's a good little mission right there. Who can say that? That's swag.
See,
They might have totally different styles in bed. They might like totally different things. You never know.
this is was very true. I don't know if I can fucking any the
Well,
well.
if you're fucking Indy, you're probably taking their virginity, and that's scary.
I don't like that. There's too many. If I don't think about it too much, I could probably just like make out or like I don't know. But like when I start to think about, it, I'm like, nah, bro, you ain't never had sex. You don't know what you doing. You know. But on top of that, though, now that I'm thinking about it, If I'm unsevered on the severed floor, I'm bringing in all the flashy shit. I'm like, hey, this the shit they got outside. They don't get that to you here. But this is for me though, because I got this.
You can show
Let me
them the
tell you,
real snacks, not them corporate
I'm gonna
ass
show them the
snacks.
real
The
snacks.
real.
I'll be like, bro, I'll be like, they got prosciutto out here. They're not bringing prosciutto here. It's too expensive. They're not giving y'all prosciutto. But I bring for what I have for lunch is prosciutto. All right. I eat caviar and prosciutto. That's what they give me. You can't have any. Yeah, and this is a Rolly, honey. No, you don't know what this is. Man, I'm telling you, everybody on the severed floor is my son. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, what does Monique have to say today? I'm gonna teach them something new every day. I'm be like, yo, this is a candle. Yeah, this is fire. This is fire. This is fire, and you can't touch no fire because you don't know what to do. But like around me, I'm gonna let you. Like now, I'm like the alchemist. I'm a god to them. Like, what's his name? Kier would
Kier
fire me in
Egan.
a
Yeah,
heartbeat.
Egan.
Kier. Yeah.
Kier.
Because you pay me too much money to manage these severed people. I'm flexing on them every day. I'm telling them that the wind did this to me. I'm gonna blow on their skin. I'm like, this is what the wind feel like. I'm gonna just do that to them. That's what the wind feel like. You never know. But all right, this is what we watch. We are not serious people, but we are unsevered. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Tej, would you be severed if you had a traumatic incident? Yes or no?
No, I wouldn't do that to
Trayvon, would
my.
you ever be severed? Let's say 20 years down the line, you're 70 years old. I'm just kidding. You're 55 years old. Are you getting severed for any traumatic experiences?
No, I'd rather die.
Jason, would you ever get severed?
No, I wouldn't. I'm good.
Oh my gosh, this show is really effective for y'all. Southern Coastal Elite, would you ever get severed?
Nah, nigga, we here.
Big Scale, y'all are such good humans. Big Scales, would you ever get severed?
Depends on what type of trauma I go through on the outside. Yeah,
Okay.
if it's
Diner,
some
so
stuff you might
the
have
answer
to
is
just
yeah.
turn away from. Yeah.
Diner in the Dash, you ever get severed?
Yes.
Okay. JK, would you ever get severed?
Depending on what the trauma is, probably yeah.
Okay, and Real Nico, you haven't spoken. I'm absolutely at some point trying the severance. Cause like you could opt out. And if it's like safe enough, if like at least 100, 200 million
What do you
people
mean
have
you can
done it,
opt out? What do you mean your
You can
iris
reverse
decides
you
to
can
it.
opt out?
you can reverse it. It's just an
Wait,
implant
wait, wait.
thing.
Burt reversed it too, and then nigga was having random flashbacks and he was seeing shit that wasn't there. Y'all don't remember
Bro,
this?
They ain't say it
they
wasn't
got
Let's
there.
get
Oh,
out
flashbacks.
my
KP,
brain, y'all.
KP.
But that lady said he didn't complete the process or something like that.
Yeah,
So
she didn't
yeah.
complete the process
I
and
don't
she's a
believe
sicko.
none of that shit. You try to reverse severance if you want to. You're gonna be seeing shit. You're gonna be fucked up.
Bro, sever me, because I don't want to see some movies that I've seen. I don't want to go through some presidencies. Sever me, bro. I don't know what's going on. I
I
couldn't tell
want to
you. I
go
ain't
through
no
some
idea.
presidencies. Wake me up in 4 years, bro. Y'all
Man,
got.
bro, y'all got it, bro. I am good. I am good. I'm gonna be here. Oh my gosh, what's going on, guys? Hey, is this fire? Oh wow, is this a wind? Is this a goat? I mean, I would love it. So, Egan might have been. Is it Egan? Keegan? Whatever. Kier, Egan. He might have been onto something. I don't know. It depends on how bad things get. You can go ahead and implant that into me, at least to like. It's basically like a child, and that's what I was talking about Miss Huang and stuff. Like, it's basically like a child. I would low key want to know what a new version of me would do. You wouldn't be fascinated by that? Put a
No.
version of yourself into a room. I want to see how far I go. I would love that. But yeah, they got the show didn't get me. I do not sympathize with the innies too much. No, y'all stay in there. Y'all figure it out.
They're
All right,
horrible.
that's that's what we watch Wednesday. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Miss Peacherino presents What We Watch. We're back next week with the chat on the second episode. Thank you, Ben Stiller. Thank you, Apple TV. Thank you, Adam Scott, and all of his ensemble cast. Bye.